Today we're going to be working through a limited palette. I limited myself to only shades of orange and black. So I moved to a piece of mixed media paper again, and I started laying out my grid, didn't like how it was turning out, and decided to go back and redo how my layout looked. So I have a large square on the left and then smaller squares on the outside. I decided to stick with the acrylic dry brush that I had done on a previous grid journal, and I started with kind of a warm orange throughout. I wanted to make sure that each box had a little bit of texture, even if it is very faint, but it gave me at least a good base to start with. And then to keep with the color theme, I drew a little pumpkin. I always like going to my Micron pens after the base layer of watercolor or acrylic and adding in some line work. I've been really enjoying these kind of squiggly lines that I've been putting in my pieces, so I think that's a theme that's gonna stick around. I had to stick with orange, so I used this tiger orange as well as regular orange Crayola markers to add some value. I didn't like how the lines looked, so then I went back in with some water and diluted it some across the board. After that, I wasn't really sure what material I wanted to use. I wanted to include more pumpkins, and I ended up not liking them. So I went and scrubbed them off as best as I could, and then ended up using some black paper to cover it up just a little bit. So that's the beauty of the grid journal, is you can cover up and redo areas that you're just not too happy with. I went back to add some texture using chalk pastels and used this kind of yellow-orange chalk pastel. And then I started with the Posca acrylic markers. This yellow-orange was perfect to go along with my color theme, but I knew I needed a bit more black. So I added some of the black charcoal as well as some black Posca markers to finish off my piece. If you want to see more grid journal layouts like this, be sure to subscribe and check out this video right here for some bright, bold colors.